Zimbabwe was once known as the breadbasket of Africa. With a literacy rate over 90% and a widespread prosperity, Zimbabwe was an example for all other African countries to follow. But is it still? I spoke with a Zimbabwe native who is now a U.S. citizen, my tennis instructor, Coach Blessing. He reflects on the condition of Zimbabwe from when he was a child and now.
Where and when were you born?
I was born in Zimbabwe in a town called Mutare, which is on the Eastern Highlands. I was born on the 13th of April in 1981.
When did you come to the United States?
I came in September 2001.
What was it like as a child, and what were some challenges you faced in Zimbabwe?
When I was a child, all I remember mainly the challenges that we had to walk barefooted all the time. And we went to school, we had to wear school uniforms, and we had one pair of school uniform. And biggest challenges that we had was we were not as developed. So pretty much everything that we did, we had to find our own fun.
What were the differences from moving to the U.S. from Zimbabwe?
Well, the main difference that I faced was the language issue. Because I spoke British English, and here you speak American English. So every class that I went to was blah, 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 blah. Everything that I say to everybody was blah, 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 blah. So it took me a long time to understand the American way of speaking and for them to understand the Zimbabwean way of speaking.
What would you think Zimbabwe is like now?
It's a totally different country. The economic infrastructure is not that great anymore, and everything is now run by US dollars, and it's totally way different.
What do you think are the differences in Zimbabwe from then to now?
Well, back then, when I was growing up, it was a free country. You could do anything that you wanted, and it was not politically motivated by violence or anything, so you could walk anywhere you wanted. But nowadays, you have to be really careful where you go and what you do, because somebody will be watching you, and it's not that stable anymore.
What was the education system like when you were in Zimbabwe?
Well, the education system was great. We started off in grade school. You had grade 1 to grade 7, and you had to write an exit exam. If you didn't pass that, you did not go forward. And after that, you had to have a ZJC, which was a junior certification. Same thing for 2 years. If you could not pass that, you didn't go forward. And you have the secondary system as well. If you didn't pass that, you did not go forward. We didn't have much internet, but we had to go to the library a lot, and we studied off textbooks a lot.
What do you think the education system is like now?
Well, the education system is almost the same, but now it's not the way it was before, because we were Cambridge run, which meant everything that we adapted from the British. So now we're trying to do some things on our own, so sometimes you don't even have markers to mark the exams. So the logistics of how legal it is and how profound the education is depends on the government, because teachers are striking. So pretty much there's not much education.
What was the medical system like when you were in Zimbabwe?
Well, our system, the medical system that I grew up in, I hardly went to the hospital, because even if you got sick, my parents were like, well, you'll get better, take time, and it healed on its own. But we had a clinic-based system where you can go and it was free. You get in, you get the medication, or it was cheap. But the medical system was great, because we had so many people, foreign donors who came in and provided cheap attention to everybody, and there was no emergency room that was you didn't have anybody tended to. Everybody got tended to, so it was pretty good.
How hard was it to get medical attention when you or someone else was ill?
It was very easy. You went in, and they had medical staff that came in, as I said, donors before who came in and they provided medical attention. So if you went into a hospital with something, you got pretty fast attention because you had people on staff.
What do you think the medical system is like now, and how hard do you think it would be to get medical attention if you lived in Zimbabwe now?
Well, the medical system is not existing in Zimbabwe, because now we don't have any more donors who came in and provided funding for people volunteering doctors, and medical staff is always on strike. So it's really tough for you to get sick in Zimbabwe, because your chances of survival, not because of the ailment, but just because you might not get the attention. So it's not that great. It's very hard.
How hard was it to get food when you lived in Zimbabwe?
When I was in Zimbabwe, food came from the ground. Food was natural. If I was so hungry, I would just go in our backyard or go to the market. It was really available, because we didn't have droughts then. Everything was fruitful and the ground was productive. So it was pretty easy.
How hard do you think you'd be able to get food now?
Yeah, it's pretty tough because we had so many droughts, and because of the financial system that's there right now, everything is priced on American dollars, but not everybody's getting paid in American dollars, and food is coming from everywhere else, not Zimbabwe, so it's highly priced. So only the rich get it, and the poor just survive with what they have.
What would you like to see happen to improve the conditions in Zimbabwe for children?
Well, first of all, we have to have political stability. Right now, the political scene is not great. It's more the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And the kids are always on the back end of things because now everybody's trying to make money and the food is not there. And if you have a family of 5, that means the mom has to go to work, the dad has to go to work, but they're not getting enough money, so they won't provide for the kids. And the best thing that can happen for the kids to be safe right now is if they have that donor system they had before, but it had to come through the politics, through the government accepting that, then the donor system will come in and will save the children and the future of Zimbabwe.
Coach Blessing's reflections ring true. The role of Robert Mugabe these past 2 decades has decimated the country. The infant mortality rate is almost 33%. The life expectancy is 46 years, and the per capita income is only $200. However, there is hope. Mr. Mugabe's ruling party has begun to share power with the MDC party, led by Mr. Morgan's Vanguard. This sharing of power has begun to stabilize conditions in the country. Moreover, Zimbabwe has a number of natural resources including coal, gold, nickel, and copper, and the literacy rate in Zimbabwe is still very high, almost 91%. I would propose the following to aid in Zimbabwe's return to prosperity. First, I would reinstate the British educational system for the children. Although the literacy rate is high, more needs to be done to prepare children adequately for college and career when they graduate from secondary school. The thoroughness of the British educational system would do just that. Secondly, I would like to see the Zimbabwean government work with the organization Doctors Without Borders to develop a healthier population. This organization can provide a preventative and medical care necessary to decrease the infant mortality rate and increase life expectancy. Lastly, I would propose the encouragement of entrepreneurship. Kiva is a microlending organization that assists potential entrepreneurs in developing nations. Zimbabwean entrepreneurs could open businesses of all kinds, from medical clinics to markets to companies that mine some of Zimbabwe's natural resources. By supporting business ownership in Zimbabwe, the government would help its citizens become more independent, resulting in a build of infrastructure and return to the country's former prosperity.